Yo, let's get some people. Let's get some people over here. We're gonna run the music for a minute. See who comes. If nobody comes, then we still gonna be in our own zone, and we're gonna get this. Yo. We're not doing that. We're still gonna get this dead, and we're still gonna push this bullying narrative out to the community as much as possible. So I'm gonna play some music, and we're gonna get people up in here. Make sure that y'all hit the thumbs up, all of that good stuff before we start this bullying live stream. What is to play? What is to play? Turn to my Christ, yeah. I love God, you don't love God. What's wrong with you? I love God, you don't love God. What's wrong with you? I love God, you don't love God. What's wrong with you? I love God, you don't love God. What's wrong with you? It's for my pastors and evangelists. I'm on the dance stand. Preach now, preach. You stop on the devil head. Oh yeah, you heard what I said. We at the church and we ain't going nowhere. Shout, it's Jesus Christ. Shout, if you a Christian, shout. You believe in something, shout. Everybody shout. You heard what I said. Shout, we ain't going nowhere. Shout, my pastors and evangelists. Stop on the devil head. I love God. You don't love God. What's wrong with you? Like to thank everybody for being here. Even if you're stopping there for a minute, y'all please let me know if my connection may vary at any point at any time. Now, this what we got going on is we're gonna be doing a live stream, and we're gonna be speaking about bullying. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna give the team some time to relax before we quickly afterwards at 8:15 go on our podcast. So let's get this bullying awareness out to the world. This isn't about me. This isn't about you. This is for the children. This is for the world. The people that's being bullied, even the adults. This stuff happens everywhere. So without any further ado, man, let's get this thing started. And I'd like to also ask y'all, how was y'all day? How was y'all day today? I'm not gonna ask what you guys ate. We're gonna save that for the podcast. All right, I'm dropping this link. All right, let me get right into the chat. Oh man, we got 10 people up in here for right now. That's what's up. Make sure that y'all hit that thumbs up. 'Cause we're gonna discuss this. I'm gonna actually start my discussion of the topic now. Hold on. Y'all give me a second. I'm getting the kids together.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
How you doing, Miss Ninka? Is that correct? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, sir. How you doing? How you doing?
Good, good. I'm doing good. No complaints. So we're gonna jump straight into it. Let's dive straight in. The whole bullying thing. Some people when they hear bullying, they think the typical okay, a kid getting bullied by a kid at school. No. It's different forms of bullying. You got online social bullying, you have mental bullying, you have physical bullying, and this don't happen with just kids or just teens. This happens to adults. You have so many adults around the world that have disabilities, and it causes them to maybe even not if look different. Sometimes they may speak different, and for the most so part nowadays, people aren't too shy about making fun of these people, and you know it's easy to talk about somebody for a condition that you don't have until you placed in that position. You know, you may see somebody that may just probably looks weird to you, but you don't know how mentally that person is doing it. You don't know what that person go through and think about every day waking up knowing that they have that disability and to still put on a smile for certain people. And I just feel like that can mentally break people down. It's people that doesn't even have disabilities. It could be a normal person that get bullied, and that can break the average person down with a good mindset. So, could you imagine what bullying could do to a child or someone or adult with with a disability?
That's why I made it a point in my video to let people know that when a child is a bully, they turn into adult bullies. It just doesn't happen like all of a sudden. And that's the one thing I wanted to elaborate on. As a parent, we have to do our due diligence to teach our children how to respect other people. Like, we can't use the narrative, boys gonna be boys, they just growing up, this is just the stage that they going through. Because it's not. The old song, and I'm pretty not a song, but the old thing people used to say, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt." That is so false. And I just feel like when you have children out here that's harming themselves, don't want to go to school because they made fun of, just like you said, how they dress, they may look different, they may speak different, whatever the case may be. As a parent, it is our job to teach our children to be socially educated on how to interact with other kids. So when they grow up, they know how to interact with other people who are different from them, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree, and I may want to add on to that. Um, we have to like be examples, right? And I say that because sometimes you can't even blame the bully itself. You have to blame the causation. Who's around that bully? Who are they getting that from? And it's so hurtful to say. There are so many parents that I see do this stuff, and they engage with this activity with their children towards other children. Now, even if there's there's so many situations that have been made that this child is bothering that person's child and the parent is getting tired of it, etc. There are certain ways to handle certain things. And as a parent, I don't think that you should inflict, unless your child is being repeatedly bullied to where something, because sometimes it may not be the best, but sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. And but as parents, you're right, as parents we have to, I feel like, even if not even just parents, as family members, as friends to each other out in the world, sometimes we have to be that influence. My kid came to me once before. He said, yo, this kid up in school, so and so, and I really want to knock him out, dad. And I said, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. See what the problem is. As corny as it sounds, I say, yo, just see what the problem is. And come to find out, this little boy think he went to school with Joe Shawn and thought they was best. He thought that was one of his best friends, and he was ignoring him and stuff like that. And so the boy apologized and said, well, you look just like the guy that used to be my best friend. And so now to this day, my son and that boy is friends. They get off the school bus together. They come on, the little boy knock at my door. So this was a problem that my son was going to turn into a worse problem due to a bullying act, until I stepped in as a parent and told him, hold on, let's see what's going on first. So sometimes your input or insight on things could prevent various of bullying allegations.
I absolutely agree with that. And like I was saying, it's not just the parents, it's aunties, uncles, cousins, it's your neighbor, it's your community as a whole. It's our job to just let kids, you know, be better as children and stop depending on, social media to babysit our children, to influence our children. And like you said, be an example, because at the end of the day, these kids, we can't be around them 24/7. We just can't. It's impossible. And we have to prepare them for the world, and we have to prepare them to know that it's going to be a kid. that look different, dress different, talk different, has a physical or mental disability, and not to disengage with that person because they might not have what you have. And I just feel like too many parents, like you said, they don't step up. They just don't. And as a parent, it is our job. It is our job to train our children to be better individuals so that when they go out in the real world, they don't carry this on into their teenage years, into their adult years, because it leads to other things. And I want to say thank you for bringing this to light. Because when I was in my comments and I was seeing people that were sharing their stories, it was heartbreaking. But at the same time, it was great because the outcome of it wasn't just left. Okay, my child was bullied. I did nothing about it. For example, Tamika, she shared her story about her son, and this is like how she talked about how she was bullied at school too. So it's like it's stories like that and Slim Shell, and we could all go on and on. We all have stories about how bullying has impacted our lives. I have a personal story about bullying. Well, I lost a child. I've never spoke about this. This is my first time ever speaking, but I lost a child behind bullying, and it's like, I'm sorry. It's very hard to speak on that. I've never shared this with anybody, but I just want people to know that it took it takes only one person to stand up. It don't have to be a mom or dad. It could be a stranger. If they see something, say something, do something. Don't just have the attitude that that's not my child, that's not my relative, I don't care. Because if somebody had did that for my child, he would still be here, but he's not. He's not. So when it comes to bullying, I get it. I really do get it.
Yes, that's one of the most impactful things that happens is human source, mankind, life get taken behind it, and I keep saying that, and it needs to stick to people. I've been placed in a position once before, right? And whatever the position is, I ended up thinking to myself, if I only would have done this different, right? And so the, those, with that being said, just the smallest thing or the smallest decision that you make, far as socially, bullying wise, whatever the case may be, interaction, the smallest thing that it could be small to you could absolutely take away the life of somebody else. And Paprika said in her video, and this struck me too, that stuff can follow somebody for their entire life. You may bully one person, right? And they may take their life and they're gone, so they don't have to deal with it. But now that their family have to deal with a lost family member for the rest of their life due to somebody bullying them. And so just to kind of spread any type of awareness, even if it's just the us adults on here that's doing this one podcast or platform and somebody, a kid come across this video, it's very vital, important because first of all, these kids that we're losing to this and the adults that we're losing to this, we're taking away some people that could have been here to save other lives. Every life is important. We're connected with each other. There's doctors and police officers for a reason, and so these people that's losing their lives could very well be on this earth for good reason and to help the next person, but their life get cut shortly because of a decision that somebody else may have felt because they want to be arrogant or just plain out mean. And some people just legitimately think that it's funny.
I I agree. That's why I said that, it's important for as an adult and even as a child, when you see something, say something. Don't don't just act like that child life has less value because they're not blood related or you may know them. You like you said, that might change the outcome and the impact of a child's life. And it's just like every every story that I've heard and read about, I just appreciate everybody for doing just that. standing up, saying something, not ignoring it, turning a blind eye to it because it's important. Because, like you said, somebody can lose their life behind it. And you don't ever. My granny used to always tell me, never get a point in your life where you ever say, "I wish I woulda, coulda, or shoulda done something." Because when you had that frame of mind, it's too late. It's too
That is
late.
the worst
So
feeling. That's what I was just speaking of. That's the absolutely worst feeling that you could have on either side. If you only would have done this, or you don't be that. Don't be that. I'm just coming from somebody that already been in that position. If I would have done this, that's not a good thing to be in it. It's the worst feeling. I mean, you feel the worst about yourself at that moment. So um even just y'all being here participating in the chat is making a difference somewhere, and so y'all have to give yourself a pat on the back for taking the time out to want to engage with this conversation or interaction of anti-bullying. And if y'all have any insights down below, let us know too. Let us know about y'all experience or anything that you may have had. I used to get bullied a lot in school, and not so much as bullied too much because, like I said, I had a different background. I used to get bullied because of my size. I was always small, like a small frame, and so that got me into like several fights. And then having to be that age and being on edge, and that I should want to be living comfortably, thinking about the next Christmas and the next that instead of me walking around having to be this tough guy. Here I am, a kid walking around portraying to be a tough guy because I'm small, so nobody want to bother me. Then me having to portray that leads me into being in a gang, and so just to be just because of bullying, all of this stuff has been led through bullying. Somebody decided to bully me, and I feel like I'm too small, so I have to be a certain character, and this certain character got me led into a real gang, and it was crazy and very difficult to get out of that real gang. And so and that just like that almost nearly destroyed my life. And had it one for them 8 bullets, but that almost destroyed my life. So that's just a chain reaction of how bullying can mess with somebody and how it can disturb them or interfere in their lives.
I agree. I too was bullied, but my bullying came from based on my physical appearance. My biggest bully started at home, and it just transferred into schools. Like, I really didn't have a lot of female girlfriends in school because it was like, okay, here come the yellow girl with the long curly hair, so we don't like her. So it just trickled down from there. I was the type of kid that, I always wanted to, jump rope or play hopscotch with the other little girls. But they were trying to trick me and be like, oh yeah, we'll do all that. Next thing you know, my hair would get pulled. One day, one little girl, she cut my hair, and I had to go home and tell my mom, like, hey, my hair got cut. And it's just like, it's stuff like that that affects you. And that's why, like, for me, I just pay attention to a person's heart. Like, it doesn't matter to me, like, what you look like, what you have, what you don't have, where you live, where you drive. All that stuff is material. It's about your heart. What's in your heart? Because at the end of the day, I want my little girls to always feel like they are beautiful. I tell them they're beautiful every day, so nobody can tell them any different. And I even test them sometimes, and I'll just walk up to them and just be like, hey, ugly. And when they don't look at me, I know they got it because I tell them all the time, it's not what they say to you, it's what you answer to. And that's what I want them to always remember. When I'm no longer here, I want my babies, to know it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. And they gonna always know how beautiful they are because at the end of the day, I teach them to be beautiful on the inside, not just out, because beauty fades. And I just feel like, I'm sorry if I'm rambling too much, but I just want everybody to know that, bullying is very near and dear to my heart. And because I lost a child behind it, when I see anybody being bullied, a child, adult, it don't make me no difference. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna say something. I'm not a passerby. I don't have the mindset. Well, it's not none of my business. I don't have that mindset, and I
You
think
know the strange part about that, the whole word adults don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it. They don't want that, even if it have happened to them in the past. So many adults are in their ego and masculinity, or whatever the case may be. In a female's case, a different word. But so many people don't want to admit it. But you have to think, people. I want y'all to think. Bullying isn't just getting pushed down by the locker and getting your books taken out of your hand. No, bully comes in different formation. Somebody can roll their eyes at you every time they see you. That's a form of
mhm,
bullying, psychological bullying. You know,
yes,
somebody cannot even say nothing to you. You know, they can make threats with their fingers or with their hands every other week. That's bullying. So just know that bullying always isn't putting their hands on you, or always isn't saying something straight to you directly. Bullying comes in different forms. Bullying is psychological pain, I would say. Anything that could mentally, psychologically destruct you is bullying.
yes. And then another form of bullying is when you go to social media and airing people out, and just to be hurtful, just to embarrass them. And that's a lot of things that I noticed too. I always tell my teenager, like, you he just really got social media this year. He wasn't really, big on social media or whatever the case may be. And the thing of it is, I think too many parents don't instill in their children their value and their work. So they run to social media to get the thoughts and opinions of other people they probably never meet, probably don't even know. And the moment somebody says something about what they don't like or how they look or where they dress or whatever the case may be, children wind up hurting themselves. It's been so many cases that I've known personally and stories that I've heard about where children have harmed themselves or no longer here because the thoughts of opinion of somebody behind a camera, their phone, that they really don't know. And all they was trying to do is meet a friend, upload a video, dance, sing, whatever the case may be. And somebody came in there and said something so destructive, it changed the trajectory of that person's life. And like you said, we're losing too many young kings and queens in our lives to bullying. And I think a lot of more people not to be contributing to that behavior with their silence, because silence is an omission by guilt, by default. Your silence is letting that person know that, hey, it don't matter to me. Speak up, say something. Don't depend on, the school system. That's not their job. It's our job when they come home that we are to protect our children. We are to value our children. We are to instill in our children that they are valuable. So when they grow up and be adults, that they value other adults. Because at the end of the day, I've seen I've seen so much. And people think, I laugh and I joke and I kid. But there's a lot of pain behind this, a lot of stuff that I've gone through. But I don't allow that pain to allow me to say, okay, because I'm hurting, I'm gonna go out here and hurt somebody too. I don't do that. I refuse to do that because I understand just because what I lost, I know I can't get it back, but I sure will be there for somebody who's going through what I've been through or prevent for what I've been through. Because social media has really done a lot of damage to our youth. And that's why our kids got to get out and be active and be social and not depend on social media. It's too much. That's why I appreciate you.
That's what
I'm sorry.
that's what we're getting. We're getting a lot of people in the comments saying that social media bullying. is in fact the worst bullying there is. There was a story I was reading about before I've done my bullying video. I end up doing some research, and there was a story about this guy. Some of y'all probably heard him. A lot of y'all probably haven't heard it, but there was this guy. I think he was a British guy, and he was a little bit overweight. And I think he was at like this family gathering or a party, and out of everybody in the party, he was the one that was overweight, and so he was over in the corner by himself dancing, and so he ended up looking to his right. He saw like this couple recording him, video recording him, making fun of him while he's dancing. And the person that uploaded that thought a lot of people was gonna be talking bad about this guy. And so he uploaded that, thought a lot of people was gonna be talking bad about this guy that's overweight trying to dance, and it actually backfired. The person that uploaded that ended up removing their Reddit thread because the people on Reddit end up going at this guy. I'm talking about saying so much stuff, and that whole state end up getting together this campaign, and they all end up like raising $100,000, and they threw this big dancing party for the guy, and they had like 70 ladies that was around him dancing with him, and so they turned that whole bullying thing into the opposite. And this was crazy for the community to do, and because on Reddit and other sites like that, that's basically what people like to do is troll you. And so instead of this whole community deciding to troll this guy that's dancing that's overweight, they decided to take that, and the person that uploaded it, they pointed him out as a bully, and so he was the one that was getting bullied within the community for trying to bully this overweight guy.
Yeah,
And so
bullying and
sometimes that
stuff.
bullying can backfire on you guys as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yo, we are
I,
26 minutes into this. I really appreciate everybody who came. We're gonna do a part two. We're gonna try to do a part two. A little bit farther in the week. As of now, I'm gonna get ready because we got a podcast to do at 8:30. So I'm gonna try to get the ladies some times to write out or script out whatever they have to do. Ninka, I thank you so much for coming up here doing this with me. Do you want to drop some inspiration before we get out of here?
yes, I want to say thank you. And for everybody that's been bullied, and for anybody that is a bully, just remember love conquers all, and hate never wins. Good night, everybody.
Excellent. That was excellent. Definitely excellent podcast. I mean, excellent show. She must be watching the ladies over here because Slim Shell and DD Paprika, they do their damn thing when it comes to being up the top of this panel. Sometimes I have to get myself together because of them. It started out with me. Like I was the one that trying to teach them how to do this, and now they just master it. I have to come in ready because it's Slim Shell and Didi and Paprika. So, Nanka, you did an excellent job. I'll see y'all at 8:30. We're gonna be doing a podcast. Didi and I. Key Snap, thank you for coming, sis. Tap in. We got some more work to do. You already know what it is. Love y'all, man. O'Shea, Alexi, thank you for coming, sis. I really appreciate that.